Welcome to Menopause Moguls podcast, the Elevation Talk series, with yours truly, Dr. Joyelle. I am Dr. Joyelle, the Menopause Mogul, board certified OBGYN and business coach for Black women 40 and over. And my mission is to educate, embolden, and empower Black women and other women of color in their journey through health and careers. This is a space for Black women and other women of color to share their compelling trials and tribulations in their health and or in their careers and businesses. This is where we recognize the humanity of Black women and show how Black women continue to elevate despite midlife challenges and changes. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Menopause Moguls. Y'all, it is the last week of December. Well, actually, when I'm recording this, it's not, but it will be when it's uploaded next week. This is the last episode of Menopause Moguls of 2023, in 2023. Can y'all believe that the year is about to be over? 2024 is here, y'all. And first, again, I want to say thank you. We're getting to the end of the year. I took a break, as a lot of you know that who have been following me. I took a break and, restarted my podcast. So thank you for coming back to listen and watching. Thank you so much. And, always at the end of the year, I reflect on, the year and the things that I've accomplished, the things that I still want to accomplish, and just feelings and thoughts and emotions I have towards the end of the year. But this episode, I wanted to kind of hone in a little bit more over the last month because it's been kind of cray-cray. Now, I wasn't planning on sharing a whole lot in real time, but I think it's important just for you all to know how you can still show up when things are going cray-cray around you, right? And I was just thinking about that, and I was journaling about that last night. First of all, I want to thank you all who joined my challenge, my Midlife Business Mastery Challenge. Thank you. It was amazing. It was so much fun. And I just loved being able to serve you in that capacity. That was my first challenge, y'all. And I think it went rather well. Obviously, there's things that I want to change and improve, and I'm going to get some feedback. I'm still waiting. I'm going to get some feedback from the attendees. But it was awesome. It was so awesome. And I just appreciate, again, those who joined me live. And I just had the opportunity to pour in to these women. And I'm so grateful for that. So thank you. So speaking of which, the challenge, this is another opportunity. Well, not opportunity. What word am I looking for? This was another example of the importance of changing our responses when we are going through midlife changes, when we're entering the menopausal transition, when we're going through just midlife circumstances. The importance of responding instead of reacting makes a world of a difference, y'all. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Menopause requires a response instead of a reaction when we are just going through some things. So the first story is the first day of my challenge. And I, was ready to go. My husband had to take one of my daughters to cheer practice, so my middle daughter and my son was left home. Now, just a little bit of a backstory. Those two can tend to butt heads sometimes, right? Middle child, baby, they butt heads sometimes. But, before I went into the challenge, okay, I'm like, all right, y'all, I'm about to go into the office. I'm going to do my live. I told them I have to have this important meeting that I'm doing. So I need y'all to work as a team, be nice to each other, and, give me like an hour and a half. okay, mommy. They were very agreeable and was like, yes, fine, no problem. Make sure they was fed and all set to go. Um, and my son requires a cup of hot cocoa almost every night, right before he goes to bed. So, and I was like, okay, I told my daughter, help your brother with the cocoa so he can have his cocoa. Okay, mommy, that's fine. I don't know why I thought that it will just be all good, but that's another story. I guess I was really hoping that it would be fine. But as I am speaking, having a good time on my challenge, pouring into these women, I can see my son in, in my periphery at the door of my office, and he starts knocking on the door. So I'm like, dude, I know I'm doing this meeting. Like, why are you knocking on the door? So I just kindly ignored him, kept speaking, kept pouring into these women. And then he became louder and louder. He started screaming. Y'all, he had a full on tantrum outside of this office, y'all. And I know the women on this challenge heard that. So let me just first apologize to you, those of you who are on the challenge. Let me just apologize for that um, experience during the challenge. A couple of my sisters was also on the challenge because I was having them help me, and they felt bad because it was like I was trying, after the challenge was over, I spoke to them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was trying to see if I could call him, but I know he doesn't have a phone. My son, he doesn't have a phone, and then I was going to call your husband, but he's out with. So I was like, yeah, but yeah, he had a full on tantrum. All right. I took a deep breath and just kept going. I'm like, look, I'm here to serve these women. I'm here to pour into these women. I will address that later. Okay. So just thinking back to that and how much growth I have had over these last few years, the old me would have probably cut off told the ladies to hold on and went outside this office and I don't know what. Let's just say that it wouldn't have been no gentle parenting going on. Okay? So I'm proud of myself for the response that I had. Instead, even after the challenge was over and before going to speak to my son, I took a pause here in the office. I didn't leave the office yet. I took some deep breaths before I went to go talk to him. Right? So instead of reacting with the craziness he presented to me, I took the time to respond. And in doing that, y'all, that really helps calming down my nervous system and avoiding unnecessary stress. Because I talked about this a little bit in my challenge in how when we react to certain things in a negative way, we give our energy, expend our energy to that. For example, if we have a hot flash, if we have brain fog, if we react with frustration and anger and, all of that, that feeds in to the symptoms, that feeds into the stress that you're already having, which intensifies everything, which doesn't allow you to be productive at all. So learning to change our response to certain things. Now, mind you, I know sometimes we got to react like just it comes out, and that's fine. But in certain situations, we can truly learn to respond in a way that we are not revving up our nervous systems even more and causing more stress internally, which ultimately affects our health. right? So if we learn to respond in a different way, we are able to, um, again, set our, take the time to pause and reset our bodies and, um, and be productive and have more energy to do the things that we want to do. So, leading up to the challenge, there was also things going on. Um, I had a family member that was shot, but he's okay. I had one of my sisters get into a car accident, but she was okay. My mom went to the ER. She called me, having different symptoms. I told her to go to the ER. Thankfully, she was okay. That same day, my mom went to the ER. The school called me with my son crying on the phone because he jammed his finger playing basketball. He was a hot mess. They asked me to come get him because it was swollen. So like, oh my gosh, is it broken? Is it broken? So I went to go get him. Thankfully, he was okay. No broken bones. And also that same day, I went to go get my daughters at that time from school. And driving, back and forth to school, that we take this windy road. It's basically, a two-lane road where one lane is coming, another lane is going. So, and we take this route every day. And it can be a little, it's windy, it's narrow. So this particular day, this SUV was like flying around this corner of this windy road into my lane and quickly swerved back into its own lane. And I was like, thank you, God. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I didn't mention during my challenge that I also was becoming sick. I was congested. I was at times like kind of losing my voice. So I was kind of working through all that as I'm speaking to these women every night for an hour and a half for 3 days. So just thinking about all of that, and again, thinking about the response that I had to all of those things that were happening leading up to my challenge. Again, the growth that I've had within myself for me to respond in a way that didn't allow the things leading up to my challenge block me from preparing for my challenge, block me from getting excited about my challenge, block me from doing productive work to get prepared for my challenge. I was still able to do all of that because of the response that I had to those things that were happening around me, those circumstances, those external circumstances that clearly I don't have any control over. So me being able to not give my energy to, oh my gosh, this is happening. Oh my gosh, that's happening. Oh my gosh, this is happening. Not giving energy to that and instead responding in a way that conserved my energy so that I can still be productive. Now, also, let me say, I did give myself space at that time too, right? Leading up to my challenge. I gave myself the space to rest. I gave myself the space to feel like, okay, oh, my mom is okay. Let me pray, all the things. I still gave myself that space to feel like, really, like, what's this? Like another thing and another thing and another thing. I did give myself that space, but I didn't sit in that. I didn't stay there, right? I was able to culture myself and be like, it's fine. It's fine. You're fine. Everything is going to be okay. God got you covered. God has you covered. And then, like I said, with that, I was able to still prepare and then pour into these women during my challenge. And I am just so grateful. And that is also gratitude throughout this whole experience leading up to my challenge, during my challenge. The gratitude has also um, given me so much energy to keep going and do the things and show up like I want to show up in the challenge, and then during the challenge and after the challenge. Having gratitude throughout all of this truly helped me, in addition to influencing my response to all of these circumstances. So as we get to the end of the year, and sometimes the holidays can be cray cray, right? Between family, end of the year for work, all the things. A lot of things can go cray cray. But if we learn how to respond in a way that allows us to continue to do the things that we want to do, continue to pour into the business that we want to build, our wellness is preserved in that whole process. Our wellness is preserved. Because in actuality, instead of reacting, we respond, we're also protecting our peace. We're protecting our wellness throughout that process. So I'm just, thinking about the 3 Gs that kind of just got me through this whole month with all the things that has been going on. And that is God, goals, and gratitude. Trusting that God got me, allow me to commit to the goal that I had to pour into these women during my challenge. And then the gratitude fueled me and helped me continue to keep going and not revert back into victimhood, like I've done in the past, right? Not reverting back to that. That has helped me and helped me again to just respond in a different way. Um, I know God got me covered. I know this. Another story. This happened Monday. This happened, well, the podcast is being recorded. So this happened 2 days ago. So this is the Monday after my challenge was over. It was a very windy day out here in the DMV. I was taking out the recycling things to the recycling bin outside. And the way it's in the driveway. So up against this gate that leads to our backyard patio. So open the recycling bin, putting stuff in there. There's a recycling bin, and then there's trash cans, right? Very windy, so I'm got my hood on my head trying to run out and put these things in the recycling bin. And as I was doing that, I heard a noise to the left of me. And it sounded like a trash can was dragging against the pavement. And I'm like, but wait a minute, the trash can is here. Like, trash can going away, it's not moving. Like, what is that sound? Next thing I know, it's my son's basketball court. Like, almost like it's coming, is not almost, it was coming at me. Like, I joked and said, I told my son, your basketball court just attacked me outside. But basically, it was coming towards me and fell on the gate right over top of my head. Y'all, really? Fell right over top of my head. So I was, thank God. Thank you, God. Like, thank you for not allowing that heavy thing to fall on my head. So I know God got me covered, y'all. He got me covered. I ain't worried. I ain't worried. And there's still things that are happening, right? There's still things that are happening outside of me. I went to a funeral the other day. So there's so many things. So what I'm sharing all of this with you for you to know that I know there is, and we've talked about this before, life be life, and there's always going to be some things happening, y'all, whether it's internally or outside of us. A lot of these things we don't have control over. But what's important is for us to respond in a way that still allows us to show up for the thing that we want, which is our business. That allows us to keep going, to take the steps that we need to take when it comes to building, then launching our businesses. 2024 needs more Black woman-owned businesses. 2024 needs more women of color owned businesses, y'all. And I know life be lifing. And I want to reassure you that that is okay. It is all still possible. And I created Menopause Moguls, my online group coaching program, to help you learn to change your response when life be life in these midlife streets. Change your response when your body is acting cray-cray. Change your response when you feel like things are you're just losing control, right? Losing control of your life, whether it's outside circumstances versus things that are happening internally, mentally, physically, emotionally. If what I help my clients with is to change their response so that they can save or preserve their energy and direct their energy to the thing that they want, which is building their businesses. That's what we do in Menopause Moguls. And we talk about at the same time, in order to do that, we also have to change the relationship that we have with ourselves in order to do that. And really hone in on gratitude and still being grateful for the things that we do have, right? When we think about building businesses, we think about a lot of times what we don't have and what we still need and things like that. If we hone in what we do have, if we hone in what we have right in our hands, right within us, is enough to build and launch the business. That's what we do in Menopause Moguls. So if you are a Black woman of color 40 and over who want to build a service-based business in 2024, but you feel like life be lifing and it's not allowing you to do anything when it comes to your business, book a strategy call with me. This is an urgent matter, right? So your business, the world needs your business. So this is an urgent matter. So you have until 11:59 on Friday, December 29th to book a strategy call with me to apply to be in the next cycle of Menopause Moguls. Because like I said, the world needs your business. We gonna have to get it moving. And in order to do that, we have to learn how to have a different response instead of reacting, but have a different response when things are happening, whether it's internally or externally. And at the same time, in the program, you are given the support you need, the community, the accountability in order to keep moving forward, even when things are going cray-cray around you or within you. So I got you. Book your strategy call today, y'all. All right. Okay. Well, that's what I have for you today. And I want to wish you all the happiest of the last week of December. and praying for optimal health, wealth, abundance, an abundance of blessings as you enter 2024. I am looking forward to what 2024 is bringing, because I have this feeling that it's going to be something big. I don't know what that is yet, but I just have this feeling. So stay tuned, y'all. We'll see. But at the same time, I want to help you build your something big in 2024. All right? So book your call so we can do that. All right, y'all. Until next time, sending love and light as always. Take care, and I'll talk to y'all next time. Talk to y'all next year. All right, y'all. Bye.